Alright, quick little how-to video. Running boards, OEM on a 2013 Toyota Tacoma. They didn't have them, so I had to order them. There they are. Actually, dealership wanted a hell of a lot of money for these things. In addition, they want a lot of money to mount them, and they themselves said that it wasn't that difficult to do. So I'm here to show you. Really, I ordered mine online, a lot cheaper. They came, parts list, instructions. They got bolts that are already thread locked. Takes a ratchet, 3-inch extension, 13mm socket, and a flat tip screwdriver. Most of the time is going to be spent with the ratchet, just ratcheting everything up. Easiest thing is, break the board down, the box that it comes in, slide it underneath as a mat, and crawl under. Next, underneath, you're actually going to find, where is it? You're actually going to find these little things here. These are little flat tip screwdriver screws. They're plastic, you can see. And they correspond with the brackets. All you do is you use your flat tip screwdriver to unscrew them. Once you get those unscrewed, and they don't take very much, see? They don't take much at all. What you're going to do is, you're going to undo the first two. Don't worry about getting too confused. This is a plug. There's no Phillips thread on it. This is a plug. This is a plug. This is a plug. There's two here. They're going to come out. And there's two down there. They're going to come out. So really all the slotted flat tips are going to come out. So I'm going to do that right now. Take me a few seconds. There's 6 of them. Total of 12 bolts hold this in. I got 2 done, the third of this side. Ooh. Yeah. All you got to do is a couple of threads on them, and then they just come out by hand. Let's see if I can get this aimed right, hopefully. See, I got a couple of threads just to get my finger in there. And then, done. You don't need to keep them. If you're nostalgic, or you think you might take these off, keep them. Done. Now the back two, the inner one, you're going to hook on your screws. And that's because you've got a retaining screw and you've got a slotted one. They're only in the back and the middle. Ooh. But they're not up in the front. So you're only going to put in 2 screws, your thread locker screws, and really just hand tight is fine for now, just till the thread locker binds up. That gives you a couple of spots to hang the running board. Once the running board's hanging, you can tighten them up a little bit, or you can pop in the other 6 bolts, or the other 4 bolts to make 6. I got the other side done, but let's see if I can't record this at the same time that I'm doing it. I don't really have a very good system going on here, but at least not for recording. I think, let's see, you can see a little bit about what's going on. See if I can adjust it a little more. Alright, so all I'm going to do is we're going to pick this up. We're going to lock in the back. We're going to lock in the middle. To make it a little easier, I'm going to tighten up this middle bolt. this is where all the time comes in. Just tightening up these bolts. If you don't tighten them far enough, they'll wiggle on you. If they wiggle on you, it'll fall, and you'll get hurt a little bit, but you'll learn. Now, little trick, not a big trick. Most people either figure it out or they already know it. But oh my goodness. It's really a nice thing to do on a nice day if you like working on your vehicle. There's nothing to really mess up. There's not a lot of mechanical clearances and stuff. It's not like, oh, if I do it wrong, I'm not going to be able to start my truck or something. Alright. And that is, where are you? Take that off and start your screws with that. I know you fell. Come on back. Oh no. I don't think you can see much that way. Alrighty. But the cardboard makes it nice and easy to slide. And then, I don't know if you can, yeah, you should be able to see that. So basically what I'm going to do is put the socket in there. I'm trying to angle it so you can see, but you can put the socket in there, put it through the hole, line it up, screw it in. At least get it started. And once you get it started, you grab the ratchet and then use the ratchet. Now, whatever you do, don't cinch it all the way up tight. If you cinch it all the way tight, one, you're not going to have any little wiggle room so that you can line up the other bolts to get them in. Two, you're going to end up having to back them out. And anybody that's ever used thread locker knows that you start backing them out after they've been thread locked and you lose the efficacy of the thread locker. Alright, that's all but about 1/4 of an inch. And we're more than, I'd say we're more than halfway done putting this in. Because really it's putting the last 3 bolts in and then tightening everything down. I'm trying to give you guys the room to see what's going on, but that means I have to sacrifice my vision. But there we go. Got it started. Once you got it started, now the rear bracket does have a little pivot to it, but that's okay because the front two don't, and that allows everything to line up nice and neat. Come on down. Sorry. Alright, see if you're there. Alright, so you can see we got that notched bolt. That was one of the ones we first put in and tightened down. And if I'm not mistaken, that should line that one up pretty well. So as you can see, we've started that bolt in there. Again, don't tighten them all down, just cinch it up a little bit. Last but not least, number 6. Think you can see that? I don't know. But on the bottom line is, let's see if I can get number 6 lined up without getting in your way to seeing this. Now at this point, they're all in. You can see there's a little bit of wiggle room just to make sure that everything lines up okay and you can get all the screws in. Once you get all the screws in, you're pretty much ready to tighten them up. Just because I usually like to start from the front and work back. So I'm just going to start here. Now there are torque values called out, and I don't mean that they're not important. Obviously they are. But the interesting thing is when they call for the installation tools on the parts list, they never call out a torque wrench, you know, although they do call out torque values. Now, generally speaking, if you got a little short ratchet like what I got, and you're not going to slide a pipe over the end of it and haul with all your strength, you're probably just going to sock it up snugly, and that's going to be good enough. Now, some people are stronger than others, so let's see if I can turn this so you can see down the truck a little bit. Yeah, you can. Ugh. So, but, of course, officially, use your torque values. Meow, meow, meow. Now, I was thinking about going with the Nerf bars with the original bracket, or OEM brackets, and they're supposed to hook up the same way. However, because they're one size, not a one size fits all, but because they're designed to hook up with multiple different brackets, I'd imagine there's a lot more room for adjustment, which would kind of suck. And they're way down here. Like I said, most of your time is spent ratcheting, but 6 bolts each side, 12 bolts total. You don't have to sit there and go to town with the lubricant to try to get out old bolts or anything like that. That makes this, to me, a pretty straightforward job. Now, anybody who's ever put on tires knows when you get to your last one, sometimes that takes up the slack on some of the others. So just make sure that they're snugged up nice. You might be able to get an extra 1/16 of a torque on them, you know. And I mean, remember, you're probably not going to be crawling under here checking these all the time. And guess what? Except for cleanup, we're done. That wasn't too bad. Ugh. And there she is. Nice, heavy duty, uncoordinated running boards. Till next time.